Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this very, very special segment. After we had a bumper segment on our episode number 50, yes? Yeah, I'm talking about the weekly travel updates by Tanvi Goel of Oz India Travels. And what an episode that was, that it nearly brought the internet down, and we had to reapply to get the things stated. But anyway, it was wonderful, and thanks everyone for those wonderful comments, and congratulations, Tanvi, and welcome to our 51st episode.
Thank you so much, Umesh. Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, Umesh already briefed it very well that we have completed our 50 episodes last week, and today is 51. So thank you so much for such an overwhelming response. So many comments, feedbacks. Really appreciate that. Before we go ahead, I would like to really wish you all with folded hands happy Navratri. So today have Navratri starting. I hope Ma Durga bless you all with all health, prosperity, and everything you ever want in life. So congratulations and enjoy coming 9 days of festivities. Before we go ahead, also like a little disclaimer that any information we share today is general information only. As you know, rules and regulations change anytime, and it may differ in individual cases as well. So please keep yourself updated.
And thank you very much for that, Tanvi. Well, right now, moving on, today, why don't we do this? Let's take a look at Australia first. Let's look in our local area first. So any update of Australia, or maybe Australia to India?
Yes, Messi, there are so many things, guys. I think the last week was a week where I got the maximum call, I would say, last full year. It was after the recent announcement by our Prime Minister, Scott Morrison. There was an announcement around 2 weeks back as well, when he said the borders might open around 17th of December. But then 4 or 5 days back, when the new announcement came up, saying they might started 1 week before, 1 month before. So my bad. So around November mid. So that's where so many people have so many questions, and I thought let's start with that this time. So yes, you heard it right. The border might reopen in November, and it's of course depends on the number of vaccinations we get. And so far, if we reach 80% vaccination double dose nationally, then borders can open. In fact, it can stay open state-wise as well. And seems like New South Wales going to be the first one, to reopen. According to the recent statistics, around 79% first dose has been done, and also around 56.9% people got the double vaccination as per the recent update I received. So according to Morrison, also he confirmed that fully vaccinated permanent residents arriving in New South Wales will be able to do a home quarantine for a week instead of paying for a costly, fortnightly quarantine. So that's still going on and hopefully going to start. And I know so many of you asked one more question saying, if we reach to New South Wales, or if you reach to other cities, other states, if they open the home quarantine as well, what will happen if you go to the different states? So guys, this one is still very unclear that what's going to happen. And I think this is all our announcement at this stage. Not implemented yet. So my suggestion would be let's wait for some time for a bit more clarity and do the right thing, do the double vaccination so we can reach to the main target. But really hard to say that, how the home quarantine going to work, especially in other states, and how that will start in New South Wales, and how that will happen if you have to go to different states, whether you have to quarantine New South Wales first for 7 days, then you go to different state, or you will quarantine in your own state. So we're still waiting for the clarity, and we'll come back to you surely after we have the clarification on that. And next is up from, so there are so many other news as well. We'll definitely give you more clarity, of course, about the border reopening as it comes along. Yeah, that's about the vaccination and border opening. Next is from the airline side. We have been telling you pretty much every week that so many airlines are coming up with so many amazing offers, which you definitely have to have a look and plan, your nice holidays in your own backyard or in Australia. So it's really going crazy. About the Qantas, they have revealed they are in the final stage of tender process of secure 100 new aircraft to enter the national carrier domestic narrow body fleet by 2034. Plans will see the airlines Boeing 737 and 800s and Boeing 717. So currently compromising the bulk of the domestic jet operations required and phased out in 2023 for the newer aircraft. So it's really in a big demand, and Qantas is also trying to keep up with that and trying to have more aircraft. So 100 aircrafts really are going to be amazing. Next is from Virgin Australia. So Virgin Australia got a sale $58 onwards. We told you guys last week as well, they had some sale like that. And this time also, they got this one on sale, and there are around 750,000 seats on sale, which is not less. And also they got new really nice offers for the schoolies as well. So for school holidays, dates, and so many features, and for on 30 routes all around Australia. So please keep checking that as well. Next is from Tasmania. If you remember, a couple of weeks back, we told you that Tasmania, no Zabi, no Tassie. We had that tagline. So this time they said, since Tasmania is really very, very, conscious about the health and safety of their own state as well. So they definitely said no Tassie, no Zabi before, but this time they said they are thinking not to open the borders for everyone until we reach 90% of fully vaccination in Australia. So that's the new announcement came up recently. And the Premier made the statement at the press conference in Hobart, and also mentioned that, the few things they can open when it reaches 80% vaccination, and double dose vaccination people can still go. But we're talking about fully, completely opening Tasmania. We might not see everything open till we reach 90%. So once again, another encouragement for us all that let's get vaccination so we can move freely all around Australia. Next is about your very favorite tourist destinations in Sydney. So that's a Merlin Entertainment New South Wales attractions. They have announced that they're going to reopen their dates starting from 14th of October, just in a few days. So Sea Life Aquarium, Wildlife Sydney, Sydney Zoo, Madame Tussauds, they're all going to open on 14th of October. And also Sydney Tower Eye, Skywalk are going to open on 16th of October. And there are some zip lines and tree-top adventures. They're going to open on 25th of October. All the attraction will be having a capacity restrictions in place. So when you're booking, please make sure that you are within the limit they have. But yeah, it's really fantastic news. We got so many calls from people as well that, when we go to Sydney and, even when, everything opens up, people will be there in Sydney. If you want to stay there for longer, what would we do? So really fantastic news that these all main attractions in Sydney are opening up just next week. So, and other than that, guys, there are so many amazing offers. If you want, you can check our website as well, which is www.ausindiatravel.com.au. So if you go under Australia Tours section, there are heaps of tours, offers, all the details are there. It's just a minutes away. If you need any help, in fact, it's just not buying only, but you can explore whichever city you are going. There are all options available city-wise, which you can see and plan your journey beforehand, and you would know what kind of supplies are there, what kind of restrictions in place. So it's really good. I would say, especially in Corona era, we learned that we must pre-plan things and be informed about whatever we are buying. So you need to know before you buy that what are the restrictions are in place and what all information are related to your tour as well. So these are the main updates from Australia by this stage.
And yes, and rightfully said that we need to be informed, and because of this point in time, traveling is one thing, but being informed so that you don't go anywhere and miss out on the opportunities of what is open, what is allowed, what is not allowed. So all that is very, very important. Now, but of course, on the second part of the question was is who can fly from Australia to India?
So Australia to India, guys, pretty much the same thing so far. Hopefully, if the border opens, everyone would be able to go. You probably won't need exemption. That's what we're expecting in next 5-6 weeks if once again the border opens. But at this stage, you still have to apply the exemption, those who are Australian citizen of PR. So they are still the 4 main categories. So compassionate compelling ground is the main one, where the sickness or death in family comes up. Number 3 is 3 months plus category, and number 4 if you want to go and bring your minor from India. At this stage, I would say better to wait for a while so you don't have to apply for exemption unless it's really very important. And all Indian citizens, you can go. There is no problem. There are plenty of flights as well, guys. Australia to India, at least 4 flights a week from every main city of Australia to India. And also, there's a big announcement this time that Emirates teams stopped giving free lounges and the hotel as well this time. So there are themes on certain days, certain categories we might still try and apply. But we have recently tried and we were told that they're not giving any free lounges and, the hotels. But there is a paid hotel option still available in Dubai, which we discussed to you in past, where you can have a 24 hours access and very convenient hotel, which you can probably take. And in case of Qatar, the main halls are 13-14 hours, but on certain days they have, some 5-6 hours hold option as well, which sometimes changes to later on. So, and with Emirates, only Delhi sector got 4.5 hours hold option. So if you think you can't afford to take a lounge, then you might go via Delhi to any other city in India. But yeah, we can connect you from any airport in Australia to any airport in India. There are plenty of flights as well, so there is no problem.
And that's wonderful to know, but the only problem there is Emirates, in that lounge. Well, okay. So, I mean, it's their decision. And of course, as you mentioned, that, the demand would be something else. So it's based on the pure economics of supply and demand. Well, okay, moving on with the show. Let's not get too carried away. So what flight options do we have from Brisbane at this point in time?
So from Brisbane, as I mentioned, we have 4 to 5 flights a week. Just to mention to you guys that pretty much every middle of the month, we have a groups flying from all main cities of Australia to India. So from Brisbane, next group we have on 17th October. We have pretty much 16 to 18, oldies are already flying on that day. So if you want to send your parents with the group, you can always do that. And same kind of tours we have from Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, and Perth as well. So flight-wise, from Brisbane, you have Tuesday, Fridays and Sundays, Emirates flights are flying. So 5th, 8th, 10th and 12th, the coming week. And then Qatar flights are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays and Saturdays. So 6th, 7th, 9th and 12th. But there are plenty of flights from Brisbane. Amazing.
And moving on to Sydney. So what are the flight options from Sydney at this point in time?
So from Sydney, also there are plenty of flights. So Tuesday, Thursdays and Saturdays, you have Emirates flights. Generally, Tuesdays are my most favorite because that makes more connections, especially those who are going to little airports in India. There are some connection happens from, let's say, Dubai to Vijayawada or little connections. With Air India Express, we can make connections. Pretty much all the flights are connected for Tuesdays. And Qatar flights are Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, so 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Okay, so having covered Sydney, we'll go to Melbourne and let's see what options are available from Melbourne at this point in time.
So from Melbourne, we have Wednesday, Fridays, and Saturdays are the Emirates flights, so 6th, 8th, 9th, and 13th October. And Qatar flights, we have Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays, so 6th, 8th, 10th, and 11th, which means you have at least 4 flights a week from Melbourne these days.
Okay, so having Melbourne covered, we'll have to go to Adelaide and let's take a look at and get an update from flights from Adelaide at this point in time.
So from Adelaide, Emirates and Qatar both are going, but as we mentioned to you before, Adelaide, Emirates mainly going with 2 stops. We generally connect via Melbourne. If you want to go with 1 stop, then Qatar is the option, which is Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays. And Emirates flight is same like Melbourne, which is Wednesday, Fridays, and Sundays.
Okay, so moving on, the other end of the country, let's go to Perth. And so let's get an update on flights from Perth.
So Perth got really maximum options. In fact, just to let you know, guys, these days fares are going crazy from Australia to India. And Perth is the one where we can get the cheapest option possible. So recently, even last week, I have connected many people flying from Brisbane or other places close by. When the date is close by, I connected them all via Perth because Perth fares are cheapest options. So Perth also got Qatar and Emirates both. Emirates flights are Wednesday, Thursdays, and Sundays, which means 6th, 10th, 14th. And Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays we have Qatar flights, and Qatar flights also on some days just starting from 999, so $999 onwards. So yes, definitely have to see, but plenty of flights all around Australia to India. But remember, if you need to fly early, or if you have to plan even till December, then best to book as soon as possible, because day by day, especially for December, fares are going crazy. The fare which we booked a couple of weeks back, we told you around $1,000. Right now, you'll see it is $1,300 to $1,400 the starting fare for December. So if you're flying in December first week, better to prepone a little bit in November last, and that way you might save $300 mainly. So once again, if you're planning, then best to book as soon as possible.
And you are quite correct in saying that, because with the announcements and December coming, not too far away, plan right now. Otherwise, there is definitely that feeling and the talks about things opening, and all of a sudden people would just be rushing in, bumping each other to get the tickets, and of course the prices obviously will go up once again, as I mentioned. So right now, moving on, what are the updates on India, or maybe even India to Australia?
So guys, really, I want to inform you. Let me tell you about India first, because that's really a new update, which I think everyone needs to know.
Yes.
So if you're flying in India, even domestically as well, because I know there are some of you who are thinking to take international flight, and before that, you're thinking to visit some relatives in India, or your parents if they're in different cities. Remember, some of the domestic airlines in India also put a notice that they want you to have double vaccination certificate or RT-PCR, because earlier you could fly anywhere in India. If you're taking only domestic flight, you didn't need anything. But these days, I know it's spiced at 100% that they won't let you go if you don't have a certificate or RT-PCR. And also, even Air India has mentioned that they would need it if you're flying domestically. And if you have an international connection along with your domestic, then it is 100% they won't let you go without it at all. So I would recommend you guys that if you're flying any domestic travel in India as well, make sure you have done double vaccination or you have gotten a PCR. Now, flight-wise, guys, India to Australia, so it's a little bit tight still, but considering all the announcements coming up, seems airlines are prepared to open up. So if you're planning to, come back from India February after, there are the very amazing fares available on system which you can book. For example, I booked just someone yesterday. He was going, Sydney to Bombay and Bombay to Sydney. And the fare was just $1,900. So he's departing 26th of December and coming back on 29th of March. So that was a $1,900 both ways. So what I'm trying to say is, I would say if you're planning to come February after, it's best to book the return flights, because, in the return flight, if you take one-way flights separately, then it will cost you a lot more. And booking before means you will get, the cheaper fares. Now, if you want to come before that, there are two charters available at this stage. One is 13th of October, Indonesian charter. Cost is around $9,500 onwards. 29th of October, that's a Malaysian Airlines charter. Fare is around $7,000. So these are the last minute fares. But if you were coming, after, then you have to wait for new charters to release. But hopefully, if this government opens the borders and increase the caps, we will have more options in Qatar, Emirates, Japan Airlines, and all other airlines as well. So at this stage, less options, but definitely flights are available February after, or before that, you have to book only charters or last minute flights. Please also want to request all the students over there, once again, please register yourself in Indian High Commission if you have not done that so far. Just go on www.hcicanberra.gov.in/student standard register. Please register yourself, because since they are all the universities and government are planning to bring you guys back, there are so many good news also coming around. But it won't be possible to rescue you guys until you register with India High Commission. They would know, because they can only help you guys if you are registered with them. Now, also, I got so many people asked about the documentation, because since everything looks confusing that what all document needs to be filled from India to Australia. So a very important one, guys, is a student declaration form, as I mentioned to you before as well. That sometimes the website is down, you're not able to fill it. Please don't leave it till very last minute, because it is the most important document. Airlines won't let you check in if you don't have that and flying India to Australia. And also in that document, it's very important that you tell with whom you're going to quarantine, because it's still applicable, quarantine is still applicable. And also if you have any allergies and things when you quarantine, in your quarantine services. And also state passes, you might apply to apply two passes if you're going to, for example, Perth first, and from Perth you're coming to Brisbane, then you have to apply for two passes. So these are the main two documents. The rest all are pretty much what is generally being filled or taken. I have got all these checklists as well. If you require India to Australia, Australia to India, Umesh is laughing because I love and Umesh love all these checklists as well, which I always update that regularly every 2-3 days or maximum every week, which I can send you guys across, and you can just carry those documents. So yeah, there are less flights from India to Australia, but hopefully next couple of weeks we'll be coming back to you with lot of good news and lot better fare solution.
And that is wonderful. Yes, I do like checklists. That way things are checked off. That's the whole purpose of that. Well, right now, moving on, let's take a look at what are the updates internationally at this point in time.
So internationally, seems that this trans-Tasman bubble is kicking off, and every day we're getting some news from New Zealand and in New Zealand as well about their flights and all. So this time we saw their tagline says no ZAB, no flights. Earlier we heard just about Tasmania saying no ZAB and no Tasmania, but this time New Zealand said the same thing, no ZAB, no fly. So in past, so many people have flown without vaccination when everything was stopped few months back, but this time if you're not vaccinated, they won't let you fly. So Air New Zealand also announced a vaccination mandate for international flyers, and they are getting ready to reconnect with the world and letting customers to know that what they can do, and they are ready to take off. Mainly on the system, flights are available from 1st of February 2022, and the airlines will require customers traveling anywhere to any of these networks to be fully vaccinated. The requirements to apply to all the passengers who are 18 years and above at this stage, older arriving or departing New Zealand, while the carrier also implements the IATA Travel Pass app over here. So they are also part of that. And also Air New Zealand is adding more red flights between Australia and New Zealand in January, in line with the New Zealand government latest release of managed isolation and quarantine. Air New Zealand added 25 of the quarantine flights to its schedule, and they are all available to book now as well. Next is from Qatar. So Qatar Airways has teamed up with Discover Qatar to launch a range of new stopover packages for fully vaccinated passengers, with pricing starting from just around 14 USD. So that means on $20-25 of Australian dollars, you can have quite decent trips. And and they also have a hotel range, because they are kind of promoting Qatar, so which is per night as well. So like $20, you can imagine, you have option to have the hotel or tours, and the packages are themed to appeal a diverse range of different markets with experience including desert safaris, luxury resorts, spas, fine dining, museum, galleries, and so many other things. So it doesn't mean that you will have the luxury hotel for $20. All it means that there are some options and there are some very discounted things which you can take, and it's really they have really got some amazing stopover packages. Once again, I recommend to take these stopover packages when actually the borders are open up, and these countries have less restrictions, because since at this stage you still might have to do a COVID test over there, and not really a very good option now. But all I'm trying to say is right now these options are in place. When border opens up, you are all good to fly all around Qatar as well. Next is from Qantas. So Qantas and Emirates extended their partnerships, and they have announced to extend their it until 2028 under an agreement signed in Boston and with the president of Emirates and also CEO of Qantas at the IATA AGM, and they have already confirmed their agreement till 2028, which means again we will, especially for India, we have so many amazing connections, especially if we talk about domestic connections included on a certain dates. They are amazing connection and fares as well in combination of Emirates and Qatar. So that's really excellent news for everyone, especially those who are flying to India. Next is from China Airlines. So China Airlines have also advised their fares between Melbourne and Tapai. That's in J, and that means the J class and other cheaper classes as well. So those fares are already started from 27th of September. up till 31st of December is a sale period of that, and a travel date is from 27th September to 31st of December next year. Next is from Air France. Air France has delivered first of its aircraft, the first one of its type from the European carrier. So first one they have already received. If you remember, we told you guys they're planning to have their aircraft delivered. So first one is already arrived, which is great. So aircraft was delivered from Airbus Final Assembly in Canada and officially unveiled to the public during the ceremony at the Charles Airport. So A20 will be operated on Air France medium-haul networks from the northern winter season, and currently Air France operates fleet of 136 Airbus aircraft, and the alliance is also renewing their long-haul fleets as well. So that means there will be a lot more options going to France, and really amazing and beautiful, aircrafts you would like to see over there. Air France also mentioned about their also upgraded their Wi-Fi facilities. So they have selected satellite and terrestrial network Intelsat to install its 2 Ku high-speed satellite-based in-flight connectivity solution on a 60 or its incoming AA-20-300 aircraft. A new contract expand the total Intel fleet to add Air France to 143 aircraft, including the wide-body B777 and AA-30. So with the TAC offering passengers who love really amazing Wi-Fi, so you can definitely would love to fly in Air France. And if you guys remember, we spoke to you, so many other airlines also working on Wi-Fi's and getting you guys a fast internet, because we can see everyone is just can't live without internet these days. So sitting in a plane, imagine you have a Wi-Fi, satellite, and a fast internet. So it's just not the the movies and things provided by airlines on their aircraft. You will get to see thousands of things available on YouTube or anywhere on your social medias. You'll be keep bombarding, especially myself, will be keep bombarding Facebook with so many things. So I'm really so excited to, and thank you to Air France for taking this initiative. I'm sure a lot other aircraft will be doing that as well. Next is, guys, I'll tell you a bit about the hotels and cruises as well. It's just for your information that hotels are also implementing and doing lots of changes to welcome you all around the world, and also same thing for cruises as well. So next is from Ox Hotel and Resorts and Suites. They are celebrating their 30th birthday by offering guests 30% off stays at any of their prime CBD and regional properties until 26th of October. The company is also running social media competitions that will offer a winter free 30-hour stay in Ox properties of their choices in all around Australia and New Zealand. To enter, you can also go on their Facebook page, on their Instagram, and you can definitely plan your dream holidays. So definitely amazing properties these guys have, and I would say Ox, happy 30th birthday. Next is from Cruise. So guys, I can see so many cruises. They have reopened for certain countries and places. They are already welcoming you all back and started bookings, lots of discounts. So I've seen recently Viking cruises as well. They have launched the Welcome Back to the World sale with offers on the river, ocean, and so many other sales up till 24th of December. Saving, you can have up to $8,000 per couple on these available cruises, and they have also extended their risk-free guarantee until 30th of November. So offering all the travelers the freedom to change and plan at least 14 days before the departure. So it's just not a weekend cruises, guys. There are so many other cruises also opened up. And the best thing, as I said, they have a risk-free guarantee, and they are really a lot more flexible. So once again, with all of that, you might be probably getting really good vibes out of it, that all airlines are planning and doing lots of experiments, lots of new initiatives, and hotels are all good to welcome you. In fact, the cruises are there to welcome you as well. So what all we need to do at the end, we have to do the right thing. We have to all get vaccinated, please, double dose of vaccination, reach fast as possible to that. So world opens up, and then sky is the limit. Thank you.
Wow, and thank you very much. Yes, I'm getting good vibes about all these trips, and really, really excited about the cruises, because yes, and that is getting very excited because I am double vaccinated. So once bring on those cruises. So moving on with the cruises opening and all the other things that you have talked about, Air France with that Wi-Fi, I just couldn't stop but smile. I said I can just imagine Tanvi there, with the sending messages to everyone, keeping everyone up to date in the community. So there's good things happening there. Yeah. And definitely finishing off with those cruises, that is an exciting news there. We need to make that a reality. Right now, moving on, so what are the tips for people, at this point in time? As we know, this section of the tips is very important because this is here where people can find out about what can be done, what can't be done under the current circumstances.
So the tips would be, guys, it's very, very important that you are informed that what's going on these days, just not the gases. So if you are, once again, going on emergency, it's a good idea to book as soon as possible. It's really important for you to go. But I would say if not urgent, then best to wait for some time, maybe till January, before you decide everything, because by that time, maybe fares will be cheaper, you will go with peace of mind, and there are a lot more options as well. But if you are planning to come back February after, as I mentioned before, you can always book your return flight as well, and you have a better options. Now, please keep yourself updated and like all the relevant pages. If you are stuck in India, please like Indians stuck in Australia, the Australians stuck in India. If you're stuck here, you can like that page. There are the students and temporary residents page as well, because there's so many news is coming every now and then. It is the most important time, I would say, that you have to update yourself. We'll definitely come back to you on weekly basis about what exactly is happening, but on a daily basis as well, it's good for you to understand that what exactly happening. Now, if you're flying Australia to India and India to Australia, please make sure you fill all those forms required, because recently also I've seen so many people were stopped and boarding the flight because they didn't have relevant documents. As I always say that I have got the checklist. I always mention every single minute thing required for you to travel. And I know so many people are missing and taking it for granted. I must say that, guys, even though we send the checklist for every single person approached to us, doesn't matter you booked with us or not, but still I've seen people just don't read that. They just want you to tell everything and then they forget and call again. So it's not a time to get panic, guys. I think it's there are a lot of good vibes and things coming up. So it's a time to open up. It's a time to really read things carefully. It's a single page of page is not hard to read, and it's very, very clear what all need to do. So these days, passport number is mandatory, Australia to India, on your COVID test report. And I know in last couple of weeks, at least 3 to 4 people I know myself who were not, airlines didn't let them board the flight because passport number was not there, and they think, pathology must mention it. Please, guys, don't think that it's the, responsibility of pathology only that they have to write the passport number. If you are flying, then it is your responsibility to make sure you give the number to them, and when they give you the report, make sure the number is there, your name are correct, your names are correct, your date of birth is there, everything, it's your responsibility. I got a little checklist for that as well, that what should mention, what you need to know when you are doing your COVID test from India to Australia to India as well. And also, if you are, if you didn't see any of the dates where you need to fly, you can always send us expression of interest, which we always send it to airlines to understand that how many people are interested to come on which date. That will definitely become handy. If you like this episode, please go to our last 50 episodes as well. And if you like this one, please share with your family and friends. You can see a copy link down below this video, which you can send it off to all your friends on WhatsApp, make your stories on Instagram or Twitter, wherever you like. So it's really important that all your friends are updated as well. And don't forget to send us your feedbacks. They are really very, very important for us. I know this whole week I got so many questions, and someone even suggested let's have the Australia first, because they want to know about the recent announcement happening in Australia. So we did things for that. Thank you, Pankaj, for that. And also I got so many amazing feedbacks this week, and so thank you very much, you guys, for that as well. So once again, if there is any other question you want us to add on this particular episode, we are definitely happy to add that. And please look after yourself. have a nice Diwali coming up in a month. So have a nice Navratri, and after that, I'm sure you guys are already planning for Diwali. And this time it's a happy Diwali because, maybe some of you will be able to see your family from here, or if not Diwali, you'll be going for Holi. So yeah, things are opening up, and I think it's going to be really amazing. We'll have a lot more good news coming next few weeks. So if you have traveled with us, please send us the review as well. Once again, doesn't matter what guys you have booked with us or not. I know so many of you are still confused to take decision. You can always give us a call on 04044032264. You can jump online on our website, which is www.pausindiatravel.com.au. I have a callback section over there as well. I have a team who can speak Hindi, English, Punjabi, Gujarati, Tamil, and other languages as well in case you require. So we have a translators, we have those speakers who can speak to you on your language. So don't worry about that. So yeah, once again, thank you very much for everything. And if you have any questions, feel free to call us. And till next week, goodbye. Thank you.
And of course, next week will be the 52nd episode. 52nd meaning one complete year. 52 weeks in a year. So there we go. That will be a good celebration I think we should have. And once again, congratulations and all the things that are happening. And as you've mentioned, that with the Navratri, with the blessings of Ma Durga, maybe our upcoming Diwali will be a good and auspicious one for everyone. And if they can be reunited with the family, what better thing? That would be the best blessings they can get, best Diwali they can have, is if they are united with the family, because together, many people haven't seen each other for such a long time. Today I was speaking to someone whose son is becoming a doctor and they're having a graduation, but they can't be there. A lifetime achievement, that graduation, but, parents can't be there because of the restrictions. So that would be a wonderful thing. Once again, thank you very much. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, this has been an weekly update, our 51st episode. Next episode will be our 52nd episode. And thanks again for everyone and for your wonderful reviews and all the comments. If you have questions, please do send those in as well. Those are welcomed. And until next week, it's goodbye.
Thank you so much. Have a good one. Take care. Namaste.